Hello, Next Level Practice. I'm good to see you all. Gary, Katie's group, and Emily and Heather. Today I'm going to teach you the 7 moments of impact, or the seven moments of truth. And I always do a little better, so I've invited part of my little frog hair team to come in here. These guys are rocking it out. They're zigging and zagging and following all the great principles. Emily's behind the camera. This is my office. We're in beautiful Utah. Emily, take a picture out the window and let them go right up the window there and push it out the window and let them see the awesome view that we have. So a little different than the skyscrapers of New York. So I have three areas in my life that I get inspiration from. The first is when I first wake up in the morning. Usually those thoughts are really good. The second is when I shower. And when I shower, I take deliberate thoughts in there, and that's kind of an ugly image, so we won't go any further. But actually I get some great inspiration. But this actually came to me while I was on narcotics. Sometimes I think really crazy thoughts. Sometimes they're really good. I had shoulder surgery a couple of months back, and as we were thinking about referral systems, I really deliberately was thinking about that, and these 7 moments of impact, or 7 moments of truth, came to me when purple elephants were floating around the room. And there's really 2 things that I wanted to talk to you about that I think really can have dramatic impact in your business. The first that I want to talk about is how you get a referral, how you approach a referral. So I'm going to pick on team members here randomly. Tyler,
yeah,
could you please refer me to your friends so that I can sell them some products?
Sure.
Could you? Oh, wow. That felt really awkward to me. I mean, most of the time referrals feel really awkward. I mean, did that feel a little bit like, ooh, I overstepped my bounds there?
Yeah,
it did a little bit.
Wasn't ready for it.
I went right for it. Man, I went right down the throat of it. And I think too often in life, that's how we behave. Now that we understand what the 12 levels of intimacy are, indeed, the reason that felt so awkward is I violated the level of intimacy. You've got to warm things up a little bit. So let me try that again. Curtis, I understand that you're part of UVU's board, advisory board. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Isn't that a marketing group?
It is. Yeah, we market to alumni.
I've heard that that's a pretty influential group.
Well, there's some great people I work with.
Is there anyone on that could actually benefit from some of my concepts about zigzag?
Well, there's actually a couple business owners that I've heard of the principles. I think they would probably do well by having a more, in-depth review of it. Yeah, I think there's a couple of people.
I'd love to meet them. Would you be willing to introduce me to them?
Yeah, I could help set that up. Maybe a little lunch or something.
Okay. You see how that felt so different? Rather than go right in there for the kill, I've got to get a couple of yeses, a positive affirming yeses. So as you're asking for referrals, look for an opportunity to get a couple of yeses in there. And that takes a little bit more effort, but the fruit that it yields is dramatically different. I mean, could you feel the tone difference there between how I went after your throat versus the referral that came from Curtis? So that's number 1 concept, is always get a couple of yeses before you go actually for getting a referral. And actually it requires a little bit more effort, but it yields a lot better fruit. Okay, so now I'm going to hit you with the 7 moments of truth. The first moment of truth is when a customer complains. When a customer complains, it's an incredible opportunity for you actually to right the wrong. Sometimes even if it isn't your problem, whether it's your fault or their fault, if a customer complains, it's an incredible opportunity for you to actually get a referral. Think of in your personal life, in a personal relationship. Typically after you rectify a grievance with your significant other, at least I know in my situation, when I'm able to rectify a grievance that my wife has with me, then typically it means more affection on my behalf. So too frequently we resolve the problem and then we run and we dismiss it. Moment of truth number 1, anytime a customer has a complaint, it's an incredible opportunity to then deepen the relationship, go deeper in the level of intimacy, and also get a referral. That's number 1. Number 2 is when a customer comes back for a second order. When the customer comes back a second time, that's a ripe piece of fruit just waiting to be plucked. And at that moment, you need to be asking for a referral. that shows they're already satisfied, they've already had good results, and at that point you can then dig a little deeper and you can say, Shane, those golf balls worked out rather good for you.
Yeah.
I see that you ordered really quickly. Tell me about that a little bit.
It was a good price, and they're very popular balls, so decided to go with it.
So is there anyone else that may be able to use some of those balls? Because I do have a good special running on them right now.
Yeah, very possibly. I'll ask around, let you know.
See, so that feels a lot different than just going right down the throat again. So when a customer comes back for a second order, it's an incredible opportunity to ask for another order. The next one, when a customer thanks you, how often do I see this scenario? Thank me. Somebody thank me.
Well, thank you, Rich, for conducting that training seminar for our company last week.
Oh, it was nothing. It was really nothing. Don't worry about it. No problem. What did I just do? I just devalued.
Yeah.
I just threw in the garbage can all of the value they presented.
Yeah.
And so when a customer thanks you, embrace it and appreciate it. Say, I really appreciate you acknowledging the value and the contribution that I made there. Is there anyone else that I could add value to their life?
Mm-hmm.
So use the third when a customer thanks you. Make sure that you don't let that opportunity. Number one, for heaven's sakes, don't throw it in the garbage can. But more importantly, make sure that you take the opportunity to try getting a referral out of that. Moment of truth number 3 is when a customer thanks you. I've got my little cheat sheet in front of me here. Moment of truth number 4, or I also call them moment of impacts number 4, is when a customer has had a problem, when there is a foul up, when there's actually a mess up, when either you mess up or they mess up. It doesn't matter. Emily told me about a situation where a customer, she had actually got the zip code wrong. And so their $100, their Benji didn't get to them. Rather than say, oh, sorry, and leave and dismiss it, she corrected the problem, said, yeah, it was my mess up, it's good here, let me take care of it, thanks so much for being patient. And then that actually, again, increased a level of intimacy that opened the door for a referral. I think it's also a true principle in our personal lives. I know after I discipline even my teenage son, I don't have to discipline him very often, thank heavens, he's a great kid. But this last week I had to get after him a little bit and said, you know what? You can't just take Dad's nice car and not run out there, son. I mean, after all, you're 16, you're living a lifestyle better than your I'm not going to tell you how many into the 40s, but late in the 40s old man. And after chastising him, going a little bit of conflict and correcting a problem, he actually came up and hugged me and has been far more respectful. So those are opportunities to deepen the level of intimacy and to, again, ask for a referral. After you rectify a problem, whether it's their fault or your fault, is an opportunity to ask for a referral. Opportunity number 5 is when a customer comes to you asking for a favor. Even if it's a small favor, could you be a referral for me? Could you introduce me to so-and-so? Could you tell me how this works? Anytime a customer asks for a favor, it enacts the eternal law of reciprocity. The eternal law of reciprocity is we always want to reciprocate what is given to us. It's just an internal motivated thing. As a matter of fact, there's been some really interesting psychology studies done that shows even like chimpanzees and higher life forms enact that. If something's given to them, then they want to reciprocate. So anytime a customer asks a favor of you or someone asks for a favor, it presents and opens the opportunity for you to enact that 3 yeses or 2 or 3 yeses to get another yes referral. So number 5 is when someone asks you for a request. Number 6. And this is an interesting one, but a really important one, and probably the one I struggle with the most. And that is when the customer sees you in public. So frequently we'll meet someone and we'll have an engaged dialogue on some level, and then we'll go to a trade show or be at an event or a public gathering, and oh, I don't remember their name, or oh, what's their wife's name? So we sneak off into the corner and play. We both play like we don't see each other. what that does is that decreases relationship capital, and it decreases level of intimacy and actually hurts any opportunity. But if you go up to the individual, you look them right in the eye, and so good to see you, John. So if I remember right, your practice was at this level, and you were just getting ready to bring in a new hygienist. How did that go? If you greet them in public and acknowledge them in public, that's a deep penetrating opportunity to increase level of intimacy once again and to get a referral. It's a very natural time because most people in a public situation got their guards up a little bit. And when they see even a friendly face, even if it's a little bit, and even if you don't remember their name, let's say you don't remember their name, walk up and say, I don't remember your name, but I know you're from Oklahoma City, and I was so impressed with the work you were doing. Could you remind me of your name again? Even that breaks through the barrier. It presents an opportunity, a moment of truth to get another referral. The final one is actually, I think, the most impactful one. We as humans, we don't like change. The reality is, as a general, we just don't like to change. And typically, the only time we change in our lives is when we're in crisis or we've had something really serious happen in our life. Whether it's a financial problem, whether it's a relationship problem, whether it's a physical problem. That's when we get open to new opportunities and new ideas. And so the final one is if you're aware of one of your clients or customers or someone that is going through a very difficult time in their life, a challenging time in their life, whether it's a divorce, whether it's financial difficulty, whether it's a surgery, whatever that may be, that presents a moment of truth and an opportunity to quickly deepen level of intimacy. I know even with this darn shoulder surgery, there were individuals that reached out to me and wished me well, and now it's like they're my best friends. My basement flooded this last week. Curtis's wife brought us over some dinner, and it's like we didn't need it, but what did that do? What level did that take me to that made me far more comfortable giving referrals? When people go through a difficult time or a hard time, it's a moment of impact that you need to capture. Now here's the hard reality. Is most of the other time it's just noise. And it's all about timing. My experience in life is that it's all about timing. And if we get the timing wrong, even if we have everything else correct, it's not going to work. So my experience is find the right time for these and then trigger it. Don't try shoving it down the dog's throat sideways when it's not ready. Look for these moments of truth, and I think what you're going to find is blah, 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 blah. All over the place you're going to start seeing opportunities to enact this. Very comfortably, very naturally, very non-contrived. Love working with you guys. I'm proud of the effort that you're doing. I hope that your tofu goals, zigzagging rewards are working out there. Looking forward to seeing you in New York here in a couple of weeks. And go forward, prosper, and for heaven's sakes, use these 7 moments of truth to hit your tofu 25, 25, 25 reward. Thanks, and thanks for my team for sitting in.